Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to say, Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Ruchah HaKudash, and double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us this truth and rule well, and Shalom to the hopeful elect, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Ruchah HaKudash, Barakatam. It's the brother Kazak coming back at it again with another lesson, and the title of this lesson is going to be, To You Women, all right, the elect man is your only way out. All right, and this lesson's coming through the inspiration of a dream I had. All right, now before I get into the dream, all right, I'm gonna make a generalization. Ultimately this is a generalization. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't necessarily apply, to every single woman out there. You may have women that, are not around any elect man during the time of Jacob's trouble that be delivered. Who knows? Women that are elderly or whatnot. It all depends on who Yahweh Hashem Yahushai chooses to have mercy upon at the end of the day. But ultimately, this lesson I got through the inspiration of a dream I had yesterday, and in this dream, I went to a small shopping center. I had like a couple stores into it. One was a restaurant, the other one was like a convenience store, something like that. I got out the car, to go into the restaurant first. All right. I see that, there was a woman there. She was very, gorgeous, Latin tribe woman. She didn't really speak English like that. You know what I'm saying? And so, I try to, I'm talking to her in Spanish. You know what I'm saying? And then, we kind of vibe a little bit. But at the same time, I noticed, she kind of has like a proud spirit to her. But we kind of still vibing. You know what I'm saying? So I asked for her number. And, she starts getting proud, like, oh, I'm too good for you. That was the type of vibe that, I was getting from her. So, that really, turned me off, so I didn't pursue it no more. I just, okay, well, farewell. She didn't necessarily reject me, but she was, acting like I had to win over her number. And I'm not about to do that, man. You know what I'm saying? In the dream, it was like I knew, who I was. I knew that, in this knowledge, we the highest value men. And that's another thing too, man. Like, we have to have that king mentality, man. We're not about to be running hurdles for no women, because at the end of the day, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is going to flip the table. All right. So, anyways, continuing on with the dream, I get out the restaurant. I don't know exactly what I was doing in the restaurant and in the stores. I think I was, I'm not sure. Maybe I was doing DoorDash, or I'm not too sure. But, it was like brief. I go there and I leave. I go to the store and then I leave. You know what I'm saying? So I go to the store, I handle my business there, and then I leave, and then I notice that she was, again there, and she approaches me and she says, hey, I need protection. This is this, that, and there was this homeless guy, that's being a creep. I don't know exactly what happened. Now, she was telling me this in Spanish, and so, now, what I'm saying, that proud spirit is out the window. Now she is in need of help. And of course, I told her no. And I kept it pushing. Because that's one of the things that, in this society that women, do. And this ultimately what this society does, in diminishing, the role between the man and the woman, is they diminish the man to where a man has to give up everything, to the woman, including his protection and whatnot, and the woman doesn't give anything in return. That's one of the things about this society. So with that expectation in her mind, as I perceive in the dream, she comes to me, after she, acted the way she did, she had that expectation to her. I was going to say, oh, yeah, I'll save you, I'll protect you, right? And after I told her no, she was kind of like sitting there like in shock. I took a few steps away. And then, I heard her, kind of exclaim, kind of scream out, really. But, in Spanish, she said, de verdad, like, really? You know what I'm saying? Because she was, appalled by my answer to her, and that's one of the things, too, man. Like, in Jacob's trouble, we're not going to be trying to save these women, man. All right. Women that have no connection to us are not doing anything for us. We're not going to be saving them. OK, because guess what? We're going to be trying to be saved ourselves, man. All right. But at the end of the day, us being the hopeful elect, and Lord willing, we are the elect, we are the only way out for these women. All right, whatever women that Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, chooses to save, all right, is going to be done through the Israelite men. Okay, and you got women out there that want to bypass, these proud ass Eves that want to bypass, you know what I'm saying, dealing with the Israelite man. That's like us trying to bypass dealing with Yahweh Shai and only deal with the Father to be saved. And Yahweh Shai is the mediator. That it's just that proud spirit, like you above Yahweh Shai, seeing like with the men. You know what I'm saying? So that's like in a similar spirit with these women. Oh no, I'm too good for him. I'm gonna just go straight to Yahweh Shai, and that's not the case, man. All right. But anyways, we're gonna get into the lesson. All right, go into the scriptures. All right, because in Jacob's trouble, all that pride is gonna be taken out the window, man. When this peril is out in the street, when there's shootings, lootings, death and destruction, calamities, pestilences, famines, all right, all that pride is gonna be done away with, man. All right, so let's start with the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 4, and it reads, "And these are the words that Yahweh Hashem Yahushai spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah." All right, "For thus said Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace." Okay, "Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness." All right, so you know what I'm saying? This is basically, a description of the state that Israel is going to be in Jacob's trouble. He asked a rhetorical question. Why do men, give birth? Do men travail like a woman that gives birth? No. Then why do I see every man with his hands on his loins, like in his stomach, as a woman in travail? You know what I'm saying? And all faces are turned into paleness, which is, a description of suffering and fear and ultimately dread that's gonna be taking place in Jacob's trouble. Why? You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be famines. It's gonna be, injuries, pestilences, but primarily famines, man. They're gonna be starving to death. And what happens when you starve to death? Your body gonna eat you from the inside out. And that's the least, there not being any food. It's just one of the perils. You're gonna have, the sword, taking place by way of martial law, different gangs, trying to, become bandits, raid their neighbors, things like that, for food and things of that nature. Militias, Esau, training up his militias, they're gonna be, playing a role, you know what I'm saying? And just different factions, that rise up and prey upon, the regular people, and also too, with no laws, even the homeless people, because a lot of them are bugged out. A lot of them are demons, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the woman in the dream, she told me she needed protection from some homeless man. And I got off the phone with her brother. I was telling him about my dream, and he just told me that, a couple days ago, this Olympic athlete, got hit in the face by a homeless man. Let me see if I could grab it. Let me see. I'll just bring out a new page, a new tab. Olympic athlete attacked. All right, and then the crazy thing is she was a Eve. She was a Jake woman, a so-called a black woman. Right there, boom. That's the what's it called? That's the result after her attack. And she was attacked by a homeless man, apparently. You know what I'm saying? That's what the brother described to me. But hey, man, you know what I'm saying? This is something that's going to be taking place, man. You know what I'm saying? This is going to become the norm in Jacob's trouble. When 911 is out the window, you know what I'm saying? You have an epidemic of sexually frustrated men, that's going to want to get it in, with these women by force. All right. And they only have themselves to blame for their proud attitude, going into the men, you know. So Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 7, all right, it reads, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. All right. So this day is going to be so terrible that no other time in the world is going to match it. So you best believe it's going to be a lot of rape going on, a lot of murder going on, with lack of food. Hey, man, it's going to be cannibalism. These in that state ain't going to be no divas in Jacob's trouble, man. All right, because ultimately, she was cool at first, and then when I wanted to pursue her more, she turned into a diva, got all proud. So I said, dropped it. I don't want it no more. And then something happened, and now she needs protection, and then she got rejected. And ultimately, I saw that as a sign from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. It's not to post myself up, but I'm gonna say it like this: the elect man is the only way out for the majority of these women. All right, I don't want to say the majority of these women, like, what I'm saying, but the majority, of the women that's in the faith or whatnot, what I'm saying, or even better yet, just women in general, because at the end of the day, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, has the women that he's going to choose to be saved, and they're going to be the women that come correct. All right, so when I say the majority of the women, we might see a lot of women in Jacob's trouble, but not all of them are going to stick around. Not all of them are going to get chosen, because at the end of the day, you got to come correct. The same way we came to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai correct. All right, we have to come, they have to come correct. They have to come in humbleness, man, and with that feminine energy. We're not going to be saving no gorilla, silverback wildebeests, man. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? That is, we'd rather live with lions in the wilderness than be around a Eve like that, man. Of any tribe, you know what I'm saying? Of any tribe, man. I dealt with the little Spanish chick. She talk about she knew a woman who stabbed her husband to death. So all the tribes display that wicked ass spirit in these women, man. So let's go on to it. Let me check the notes real quick. All right, let's grab the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 15. Okay, just lay the foundation of how the world is gonna, the state of the world is gonna be in the near future. So 2nd Ezra chapter 15 verse 18, and it reads, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. All right, so hey, man, like I said, it's going to be a lot of fear, especially these women. They're going to get it the worst. All right, as the scripture says, she shall be trodden as the mire in the street. Who? She that is mine enemy. So the women that, that do not come correct, that are proud, the diva, Jezebel spirit, what I'm saying? They're going to be trodden like the mire in the street. All right, why? Because ultimately, if they don't, what they do unto us, they do unto the Lord. So if they come to us incorrectly, all right, they're out of order, and therefore they're the enemy. Simply put, if they don't humble down, they're gonna be destroyed. They're gonna catch the plagues. All right, and that's what that dream showed me. That, hey, if you pass up on an elect man, you think the Lord is really gonna deliver you? You know what I'm saying? You really think the Lord is gonna deliver a woman who passed and thought she was too good for an elect man? Not to make myself of the elect, what I'm saying, but it was just, crazy how, it transpired. I was in a restaurant, boom, she got proud, okay, whatever, keep it moving. I'm in another store, I leave, and now she needs my help, and I tell her no. So now that's her protection gone away. All right, because ultimately, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, in the midst of all this, he's going to be dealing with us, man. All right, but continuing on, verse 19, a man shall have no pity on his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right, so it's going to be a purge-like atmosphere out here, okay? A purge-like atmosphere. People going into each other's neighbors with guns and, people ganging up, forming gangs and, looting the vulnerable, things like that, man. That's what's getting ready to go down. So we're gonna continue on with the precept. All right, and at the end of the day, these women are gonna need protection in that day. All right, because as it is written in the book of let me see you again, 1 Peter chapter 3 and 7. All right, they're the weaker vessel. All right, so I'm gonna read it again, 1 Peter 3 and 7. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to the knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel. All right, basically, you know what I'm saying? We acknowledge women being the weaker vessel. We acknowledge them being naturally weaker than the men. That's why they're they're the keepers of the house. They have their role to play, which is important. It's a very important role in the house of a man. But in this day and age, they don't see that. They're bugged out. They think they could compete with men in certain things. You know what I'm saying? And then you have these fucking weak ass effeminate men to be blamed for it. Just becoming super weak. Man. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, it's like digressing back to the main point. Women being the weaker vessel, they're gonna be completely left out in the elements in Jacob's trouble. And when I say the elements, I'm referring to plagues, which is the sword, famine, death, and destruction. Okay, whatever a woman, goes and comes across, saw a gang of murderous, dudes that look at her and they like her and they want to have their way with her. What is she gonna do to stop that? What is she gonna do to stop that? Nothing, man. She's gonna be completely assed out, and that's when all that pride is gonna be done away with. All that pride is gonna be done away with. So again, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. All right, so that's end of that precept. All right, so let's go into the book of Isaiah chapter 3. Because ultimately, even though women are the weaker vessel, it's like they drunken off the philosophies of this devil. They think that they're not so. They think that they could compete with men, and that's that spirit of pride. They think they're better than men because they could get in front of a camera and make more money than the average man. Through the OnlyFans and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? They think they could scam men and play them. You know what I'm saying? Get them to pay for them and not give anything in return. You got a movement of that. It's like you got a movement of that going on. You just recently had a case where, a woman, she basically robbed a man of his Rolex watch and a lot of his jewelry, his wallet. She basically, acted like she wanted to be with him, and then she drugged him, and then she took everything from him. In Jacob's trouble, that's not gonna happen, man. All right, that's not gonna happen unless the woman is acting in part of some gang that that requires her to go and get victims. I don't see that happening like that. It's gonna be the other way around. All right, but that's just how puffed up these women have gotten. And all that's gonna be done away with. So we're gonna go with the book of Isaiah chapter 3 verse 16. And it reads, moreover, Yahweh Shai said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, meaning proud, and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet. All right, let me just check something out real quick. Okay, we on. All right, and making a tinkling of their feet. And let me just turn that off too, man. I don't want anything to be hooked, So this is, the state of the so-called Israelite woman. All right, they're proud. All right, they think they can't be taken down. They have wanton eyes because they're what's the word? They're promiscuous. Basically they're slutty. They sleep with every single man out there. Like Scripture says, she go out and she, takes every arrow in her quiver. Which is a metaphor for her getting popped by different dudes. That's the state of the Israelite woman, and she think that because a lot of men desire her that she's high value, when in reality it's the fact that it's her virtuosity, her virtue that makes her high value. having a good moral, state, which comes from keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. That's what truly makes a woman, high value. Keeping her body count low. It's really, we in the ancient times we dealt with virgins. You know what I'm saying? So, I go as far as saying that, man. But we not in the ancient times. So now, ain't no virgins around. So what do we look for in women? Women of virtue. Which is the complete opposite of what this precept describes, which is going on to describe the majority of these women. All right, the majority of these women is the complete opposite of a woman of virtue. Okay, so verse 17, therefore Yahweh Hashem Yahushua will smite with the scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and Yahweh Hashem Yahushua will discover their secret parts. So this is going into the southern kingdom woman. All right, let me turn down this AC. Man, it gets hot up here in the high desert, man. I'll turn one up. There we go. All right, so, the southern kingdom woman, the so-called black woman, she has a problem with growing out her hair. This is not something that's seen in amongst the Latin tribes, but, like brothers have broken down, different tribes, and different, basically the different tribes, experience, different curses, man. On one hand, you got, Jake, you got the glass ceiling that keeps them from going up. But what about an Israelite foreigner, that look like the so-called white man? He don't have to experience that because he don't look like the so-called black man. So he's going to be led up to, prosper, basically. Just giving out an example of that. All right. So continuing on, verse 18. In that day, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet and their cowls and their round, their round tires like the moon. Okay, so in that day, which day? Jacob's trouble. The Lord's going to take all that designer, all that, he's going to take all that away. All right, continuing on, the chains and the bracelets and the mufflers, the bonnets and the ornaments of the legs and the headbands and the table and the tablets and the earrings, right? The jewelry, basically, the rings and the nose jewels, the changeable suits of apparel and the mantles, and the wimples and the crisping pins, all right, and the glass of fine linen and the hoods and the veils, right? He's going to take away all that stuff, all that, designer clothes, jewelry, what these women like to deck themselves with in these days, right? The Louis, the Gucci, the Fendi, the Prada is going to turn into nada. Okay, verse 24, and it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink, and instead of instead of a girdle of rent, and instead of a well set hair, baldness. All right, instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth, and a burning instead of beauty. Okay, because they're not going to be able to follow up after their beauty. They're not going to be able to maintain their beauty when they're literally in the element facing the plagues of Jacob's trouble. They're going to be, they're going to try to loot that. That stuff is already going to be looted, man. When there's empty shelves and they don't find, the tampons and certain things to, clean themselves with, you know what I'm saying, and keep their their hygiene, that's when that precept is going to be, this precept is going to be made manifest. It's going to be stink. You know what I'm saying? And then also, too, the clothes, right? Instead of all that fashion, all that, designer stuff, with no laundry room, no nothing, it's going to be reduced to sackcloth. Verse 25, this is a key point right here. Thy men shall fall by the sword and thy mighty in the war. Okay, so basically all the men that these women desire, who are, you say the athletes, the successful men, the thugs, things like that, they're going to get drafted out, man. They're going to perish. All right. They're going to fall by the sword, the mighty by the war, because it's going to be a draft coming soon. All right. When Babylon gets it in with the Medes, all right, basically when America gets into war with the Russians, all right, guess what? It's going to be a draft. All right. And men is going to get drafted. A lot of these, these Tukey, Ray, Johns, Rico from Sinaloa, you know what I'm saying? All of them is gonna get drafted, man. The Vato Loco too, man. They all gonna get drafted. All right, they're all gonna get drafted. They're all gonna fight in a war. You know, majority of them is going to get drafted. The others is going to get hit with the plagues here, you know, the sword. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be on them to protect their households and their substance. They're gonna perish because the Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is not dealing with them. But those that are that he is dealing with, all right, he's going to deliver. Okay, as it is written in the book of 2nd Esdras chapter 9. All right, so 2nd Esdras chapter 9 and verse 9. Is it verse 9? Like, let me see. Preserved. Oh yeah, there we go. All right, so let me start at the okay, so 2nd Esdras chapter 9 and 7. All right, because the elect is going to be the ones that's going to be getting delivered from this. All right, so 2nd Esdras chapter 9 and 7, and it reads, "And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed shall be preserved from said perils." All right, and these are the plagues that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is sending upon the world is the perils. All right, and the reason shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them from me from the beginning. Okay, and that's going into the predestination of the elect. That's how you know that this is talking about the elect, all right, who's going to have it in them to have faith and therefore do the works, okay, according to this truth. All right, so Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to be delivering the elect from the sword, the elect from the war. All right, that's the book of Job chapter 5 and 20. All right, let's grab that real quick. We're not going to get the whole thing. We're just going to get, just not chapter 5, chapter 5 and 19. All right, which, goes into the deliverance of the elect. It reads, "He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yeah, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee." All right, which 7 represents completion. Basically going into all the plagues of Jacob's trouble. All right, leading up to the great destruction, which is, the ICBM missiles hitting this place. The elect is going to be delivered from that too. Okay, so them being delivered from that, their women and those that cleave unto him, and that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai has mercy upon. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, him having mercy upon the remnant, those that cleave unto us and be helps for us and things of that nature. They're going to be saved because they're going to get themselves right. All right, they're going to repent. They're going to get themselves right. Okay, so also too, you got the thing with the unbelieving wife and the unbelieving husband. If he could be saved through you, right? So let's go into let's go back to the book of Isaiah chapter 3. All right, verse 26. And it reads, "And her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground." Okay, and that's the state that the majority of these women are going to be in. All right, and also too, I should have said this from the start. All right, I'm gonna say this too: single women. All right, because you have, I just thought about this right now. With the unbelieving with the woman who's in the truth, but she may have an unbelieving husband. All right, if it's in the will of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai to have him be saved, he's going to be saved too, man. All right, so this is mainly going out toward, the single women, that's, young and, they're of meritable age, right? You have certain exceptions. You have elder women too, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, they, saying Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to work out their salvation too. However, whatever is going to fall upon, whatever it is going to turn out to be, is going to turn out to be. All right, but this is primarily going towards, women of the meritable age. All right, that's, younger, you know what I'm saying? And this, they may be in the truth. And really, what I'm saying, it's just women in general, man. All right, that's single. All right, this is going to be the state of women that's not protected in the time of Jacob's trouble. All right, really, now is the time you want to seek a man of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Now is the time before the plagues hit, man. You know what I'm saying? Because then you're going to be in this state. Here it is, you in the truth. And it's one of the things I always, thought about, through the spirit. Like, how is it you a sister in the truth? You're in a city where the men are teaching, you're single, but for some reason you don't want to deal with the men. It kind of shows it's kind of a display of pride. Get yourself, with a brother that you like, and, what I'm saying, thug it out, man. Work out the salvation, play your role, and that's it. But that's just kind of like a like the hair that's out of place, in a sense. All right, so I'm gonna go into we hit Isaiah chapter 32 and 16. Let's go Isaiah, sorry, not 32 and 3 and 16 on down. So let's go to Isaiah chapter 32 verse 2. All right, because that's going to be this predicament that they're going to be in. Hey, I believe through the Spirit, you're going to have a lot of women that's not in the truth that's going to be saved, because they're going to come correct. They're going to humble down, repent, and come correct. And the scriptures talk about that. And they're going to come to us for protection and ultimately salvation, and to take away their reproach. And that's the second part of the, Isaiah 4 and 1. You know what I'm saying? It's not just about having multiple wives. It's the fact that, they're going to be, the women is going to be going through it in Jacob's trouble, man. So the book of Isaiah chapter 32 verse 2, and it reads, a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, meaning destruction, the elements, right? And a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land, right? That's what a man of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is, okay? That's what a man of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, an elect man of the Lord, is going to be unto these women, all right? As a hiding place from the wind, as a cover, basically a shelter from the tempest, which is a storm, as rivers of dry water in a dry place. You see a spring of water and you in a desert, you hot. You know what I'm saying? As a shadow of a great rock in a weary land. Here it is. Hey, imagine you in a desert. It's all flat land. You just got the sun beaming down on you nonstop, and it's hot, triple digits. A man of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going to be unto these women as a great rock in a situation like that, where you could hide under the shadow and basically take refuge in the shadow against the sun, because it's not, being in the sun for too long, man. You get to start getting burnt up, man. That's why you see them Ishmaelites and them so-called Arabs, when they travel in the desert, just people in the desert in general, what do? They cover themselves up completely. Because the rays of the sun, it's going to completely jack them up. So that's what a man is going to be unto these women. All right, as a protection from the plagues that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is sending upon the world. Okay, now we could go into Isaiah 32 and 9, but the point has already been made. Women is going to be going through it. So Proverbs chapter 27 verse 12. So simple women will be punished. Yep. And there's another one too. All right. So book of Proverbs chapter 27 verse 12. All right, it's not necessarily, dealing with simple women, but it's dealing with foreseeing the evil. All right. So the book of Proverbs 27 and 12, once again, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Okay. And that's ultimately, what, in a sense, the one of the points of this lesson is, we're going to be unto these women as a shelter. You know what I'm saying? We're going to shelter them and we're going to protect them from the plagues that are coming to pass. They're going to come to pass. All right. Lord willing, we're of the elect. You know what I'm saying? But you got, certain women are simple, right? They think they're too good to, submit unto an Israelite man. I'm mainly talking about these Eves, man. These so-called black, Latina, Native American women. They think, I don't know, they think they cha-cha made out of gold or something. I don't know. But it's a simple mindset, and it's ultimately going to lead to their demise. It's going to lead to their destruction. All right? Talking about some, this and that. Okay, well, guess what? Now the Lord's going to deliver you unto a platoon of female troops. Now you're getting, you know what I'm saying? Now it's a whole gang of Edomites that's having their way with you because you thought you was too good for a brother. The Lord is terrible like that, man. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is terrible like that. All right, and it's not something that I wish upon, women. It ain't coming from no bitter, mind state. All right, it's blowing the trumpet. Okay. So continuing on, it reads, but the simple pass on and are punished. All right, so Women, and then this mainly going toward, the younger sisters that's, marriageable age or whatnot. They want to pass on the men of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, they're going to be punished, man. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be a man of the elect that's gonna give you shelter from the plagues that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is bringing upon the earth. And that's ultimately what they get, for being proud. They think they're too good for a man of the Lord. Okay. They think they could, bypass the man and go straight to the Father. That's out of order. All right. And let's see what the precept is on that. Yup. 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and 3. All right. Let's get that. All right. It reads, but I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach Yahushai. All right. So Yahushai is our head. We can't bypass Yahushai and go straight to the Heavenly Father. It's not how this thing works. He didn't go on the cross for no reason. And the same thing is the woman in us. All right. And the head of the woman is the man. All right. And I have to emphasize that. The head of the woman is the man. Right. Here it is. We making our bodies a living sacrifice. We doing what we do. We out there in the elements. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna have Eve that's sitting on her ass and watching lessons or whatever, think she's too good and she could, bypass the man. That's a proud, out of order spirit, man. And that's why they're gonna be punished if they, choose to, do that, man. Right? Choose to go down that route. They're gonna be punished. You could have been in the household of a man of the elect, and you be delivered with him, and you see the wonders of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, how he delivers, delivers you both, but instead you on your side of the town, and now now you freaking out. Now all hell's breaking loose. You're sitting there by yourself, all vulnerable. You're caught up in them plagues. You know what I'm saying? It's not a wise move. That's why the precept, Proverbs chapter 27, I'm gonna bring it out again. All right, but I'm gonna hold that precept. I'm gonna bring it out again. All right, Proverbs 27. All right, and 12. It says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. So if there's a sister in the truth and she chooses to get with a man of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, a brother in this truth, she's prudent, okay? Because she says in her mind, okay, well, I don't want to be by myself when all hell breaks loose, so I'm gonna be with this brother who's out there doing the work. That's a sign of humility, and that's being in the right order. That's being in order. But if she said, no, I don't need a man, like she got that, I'm too good for you type of spirit. The cha-cha made out of gold type spirit. Guess what? They're going to be caught up in them plagues, man. All right? They're going to get punished for their pride. Okay, so let's bring out 1 Corinthians 11 and 3, finishing up on that one. All right, and then the final line is, in the head of Hamashiach Yahushai is the Most High. So even Yahushai is in order. Okay, the servant is not greater than the master. All right, so let's go to the next precept. All right, and this leads to the final two precepts. All right, which is Isaiah chapter 4 and 1. All right, and this is one of my favorite precepts concerning this topic, because it shows a balance. We're gonna have more than one woman. We're gonna have as many women as Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is gonna let us have in Jacob's trouble, as it says in that day. But at the same time, is going to be a reason, these women are going to have a certain mindset that the elect woman is going to have. And I'm going to bring it out. So Isaiah chapter 4 and 1, and it reads, in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. And that's what it is. They're going to come correct. They're not going to come with their hand out. Okay, you got to feed me. You got to clothe me, right? Like, because these women do that in this society. Oh, you want to be with me? Well, you got to take me shopping. You got to pay my bills and this, and that. And we not finna do that in Jacob's trouble, man. You either get right or get left. All right. But ultimately, you know what I'm saying? They gonna come because it says to take away our reproach. You know, the shame. Whatever. You know, let's get the definition of the word reproach. All right. So Salakia, reproach. All right, definition. All right, the expression of disapproval or disappointment. All right, so ultimately, all right, the biblical definition, expression of rebuke or disapproval. All right, so to take away our reproach, basically our disapproval, and that disapproval is coming from Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. Okay, see, that even ties the lesson together even better, man. That just further proves, you know, what I'm saying through the Spirit, man. That disapproval, all right, to take away the disapproval. Whose disapproval? The disapproval from Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. Okay, because the head of the man is Hamashiach Yahushai. The head of the woman is the man. All right, and the head of Hamashiach Yahushai is the Heavenly Father. So if they out here acting out of order like they don't need a man, they're under reproach. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai will not approve of them. All right, for their proud spirit. You know, like I said earlier, it's like, you know, a woman thinking that she don't need a man to be saved in that day is like us thinking we don't need Yahweh Shai to be saved. We don't have to call on Yahweh Shai. We just go straight to the Father Yahweh. You know, that's completely off. It's completely out of order, man. All right. So continuing on, yeah, Isaiah 4:1. Oh yeah, another point I wanted to make. And you best believe we're gonna be knocking boots, man. Ain't gonna be no fucking simp. You know what I'm saying? None of that, man. We ancient school, man. See, brothers talk about old school, traditional. We ancient school, man. All right, we ancient. Okay, and the key point is where it says, "Only let us be called by thy name." All right, when a woman is called by a man's name, that is basically a indicator of marriage. All right, marriage. Okay, and to further prove this, we're going to go to the book of First Timothy, chapter 2 and 15. All right, and it reads, no, it's not that one. What the hell? Hold on. Why did it say 2 and 15? That's not the one. Hold on. She shall be saved in childbearing. Maybe it's 2 Timothy. Oh, no, I'm in 2 Timothy. Salakia. I was tripping out. Okay. So, yeah, 2 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 15. And it reads, notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing if they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety. All right? So, there it is, man. Okay? There it is. All right? Men of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai are not no freaking choir boys. All right? You know, let me watch my, you know what I'm saying, keep my my speech, you know, more professional, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, the Lord, you know what I'm saying, hey, the men of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, you know, choir boys. All right, we're not no nice guys. Okay? Lord willing, we're of the elect. That means that we're the first spirits, meaning we're the progenitors of these dudes that the women desire, you know, of our nation. We are their progenitors. We're the progenitors of Tuki, Ray, John, Rico from Sinaloa, you know what I'm saying? The Vato Loco, you know what I'm saying? We're their progenitors, man. You know? So you come to us, you think you could come to the root and try to treat us like we some low-hanging fruit. You in for a wake-up call. All right? That's another thing too. You're not finna go to the root, you know what I'm saying, and treat them like they some low-hanging fruit, man. You know, because that's something that a low-hanging fruit does. A man that's, you know, that don't have no value, that's something he do. You know, he gonna simp, he gonna worship the woman. You know, it's not to go into no, you know what I'm saying, not to take the lesson in that direction, you know, but that's just the point being made. You know, not gonna come to us and then treat us like we some low-hanging fruit. You know what I'm saying? If we of the elect, that means we're the first fruit. All right, so with that, I'm gonna say, call halal Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Racha HaKudash, for giving me the spirit to do this lesson, and double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth and ruling well. All right. And to you single young women, we are your only ticket out. All right. So with that, I'm going to say shalom. On to the next.